That used car looks like a steal. Low miles. Clean title. The price is almost too good to be true. It is. Right now, there are cars sitting on dealer lots and Facebook Marketplace that look like incredible deals. They have leather seats, premium badges, and prices that seem like typos. But the smart money runs away from these cars. What you save on the sticker price, you will lose 10 times over at the repair shop. These are rolling money pits. They are engineered to extract every dollar from your bank account. I am going to show you the 7 cars that will drain your wallet fast. If you see one of these, keep walking. Let's start with the car that bankrupts more first-time luxury buyers than any other, the BMW 335i. I mean the model years from 2007 to 2013 with the N54 or N55 engine. Right now, these cars are everywhere, advertised for $8,000 to $12,000. They look like a bargain. Twin turbos, 300 horsepower, rear-wheel drive. You feel like you stole it from the dealership. Then the check engine light comes on. The N54 engine is known for high-pressure fuel pump failures, turbo wastegate rattle, and injector problems that can cost $2,000 to fix. The water pump is electric and often fails around 60,000 miles, which is $800. The valve cover gasket leaks oil onto the exhaust manifold, which is $600. The real killer is the oil filter housing gasket. When it fails, and it will fail, oil can drip onto the serpentine belt. One day, your engine can seize on the highway because the belt snapped and you lost power steering. I have seen people spend $15,000 in repairs on a car they paid $10,000 for. This is not a cheap car. It is a cheap way to buy an expensive problem. Next is the car people buy because they want to look rich. The Range Rover, specifically the 2003 to 2012 L322 model. You can find these for $6,000 to $10,000. They originally cost $90,000. There's a reason the price collapsed. The air suspension fails constantly. Each corner costs $1,500 to replace. That is $6,000 if all 4 go, and they usually go together. The electrical system is British. It was designed by people who thought Lucas Electrics were acceptable. The transfer case leaks. The timing chain tensioners fail. The coolant crossover pipes crack. One mechanic told me he calls the Range Rover the shop truck because it pays his mortgage. If you want to feel rich for 6 months and then feel broke for 6 years, buy a Range Rover. Otherwise, stay far away. This next one hurts because the brand used to be bulletproof. The Nissan Altima, specifically from 2013 to 2018, is on this list. Nissan decided to use a continuously variable transmission, or CVT, across many models. A continuously variable transmission uses a steel belt and pulleys instead of gears. In theory, it is smooth and efficient. In practice, it grenades itself at 80,000 miles. Nissan. CVT transmissions are so bad that there have been multiple class action lawsuits. The transmission shudders, overheats, and then leaves you stranded. A replacement costs $4,000 to $5,000. That is more than the car is worth. The worst part is that these cars look normal. They drive fine on a test drive, and then 10,000 miles later, you are calling a tow truck. If you see a used Nissan with a CVT, assume the transmission is a ticking bomb. The only safe Nissans are the ones with the old 5-speed automatic transmissions, and those are getting hard to find. Now let's talk about the car that mechanics call the money printer. The Audi A4 2.0T from 2009 to 2012 models has the EA888 engine with a timing chain tensioner that fails catastrophically. The tensioner sits at the back of the engine near the firewall. When it fails, the timing chain skips and the valves hit the pistons. The engine becomes scrap metal. Replacing the tensioner requires removing the engine from the car. That is a $3,000 to $5,000 job. Audi knew about this problem and quietly updated the part, but they never issued a recall. If you buy one of these cars and the previous owner never fixed the tensioner, you are driving on borrowed time. You might get a year. You might get a week. Either way, you are paying. These cars are cheap for a reason. The reason is they are designed to self-destruct. People love to tell me how much they saved on their Mini Cooper. They paid $6,000 for a car that cost $35,000 new. They think they are geniuses. Then I ask them how much they have spent on repairs. The room goes quiet. The Mini Cooper, especially the 2007 to 2013 R56 models with the turbocharged engine, is one of the least reliable cars ever sold in America. The timing chain stretches. The thermostat housing cracks. The water pump fails. The clutch on the manual models wears out prematurely. And because everything is packed into a tiny engine bay, labor costs are insane. A job that takes 2 hours on a normal car takes 6 hours on a Mini. I know someone who bought a Mini Cooper S for $7,000. Within 2 years, he had spent $11,000 on repairs. He sold it for $4,000. That is a net loss of $14,000 on a fun little hatchback. Mini Coopers are not cars. They are subscription services for your local repair shop. The Chrysler 200 looks like a reasonable used car. It is everywhere for $5,000 to $8,000. It has a clean design, and it gets decent gas mileage. It seems like a smart commuter. Do not be fooled. The 2015 to 2017 Chrysler 200 uses a 9-speed automatic transmission that was co-developed with ZF. On paper, 9 speeds should mean smooth shifting and great fuel economy. In reality, this transmission hunts for gears, shudders at low speeds, and fails completely with alarming regularity. There is also the 2.4-liter Tiger Shark engine, which has problems with the multi-air system that controls the valves. When it fails, you are looking at $2,000 or more in repairs. Chrysler discontinued this car in 2017 because nobody wanted it. The people trying to sell them now are the ones who learned the hard way. Let them keep their problems. And finally, the car that proves German engineering is not always a compliment, the Volkswagen CC from 2009 to 2017. This car is stunning. It looks like a 4-door coupe. It has frameless windows and a swooping roofline. You can find them for $6,000 to $10,000. But under that pretty body is a nightmare. The 2.0T engine has timing chain tensioner issues similar to the Audi. The DSG automatic transmission requires expensive fluid changes every 40,000 miles. And if you skip those changes, it fails. The mechatronic unit inside the DSG costs $3,000 to replace. Carbon buildup on the intake valves is so severe that the car loses power and needs a $500 walnut blasting service every 60,000 miles. The water pump is also prone to failure. Everything on this car is more expensive to fix than it should be. The parts are German and the labor is German. Your wallet will feel very American when it is empty. This car is proof that a low price and a pretty face can hide a mountain of mechanical misery. Here is the truth. The used car market is full of traps. Cars depreciate for a reason. Sometimes that reason is brand snobbery, and you can find a deal. But sometimes that reason is catastrophic mechanical failure, and you are buying someone else's problem. Before you buy any used car, search for the model and common problems. If the results are endless forum posts about engine failures and transmission replacements, walk away. Your savings are not worth the stress. But not all cheap cars are disasters. There are used cars that cost almost nothing and run forever. I put together a list of the most reliable used cars under $10,000. Watch the other video to see them before they are all gone.